Hey, it's Courtney here with a teen message for you this Sabbath, really youth and young adult, I guess. Today I have a short message for you, just something that happened to me this morning I wanted to share. My daughter is 6.5 years old, and she comes up to me and she was like, "Mom, do you know my favorite Bible verse?" And I was like, "Oh, what is it?" And she goes, "Whenever I am afraid, I will trust in you." And I was just like blown away. I mean, here's this little 6.5-year-old having better faith in that moment than me. and it's just amazing how God can even work through little children to bring encouragement or just help someone to slap in the face, like, "I will trust in you." Oh my goodness, yeah. I need to let go of the control and the fear and all of the things that we're probably all dealing with right now. And so that was just something I wanted to share so much. So I looked up the verse in the Bible and I wanted to read it to you. It's in Psalm 56. And it's interesting, when I read Psalms, I like to think of when it's talking about the enemy and adversaries and things like this. In this time, it was different, right? But for us, this is Satan. This is, demons at work in our lives, doubt and fear and sin. That's our adversary. Those are the ones we are fighting against in this day for us. So I'm going to start in verse 1 of Psalm 56. "Be merciful to me, O God, for man would swallow me up. Fighting all the day, he oppresses me. My enemies would hound me all day, for there are many who fight against me, O Most High." And then here's where Emma had started her verse. "Whenever I am afraid, I will trust in you. In God, I will praise his word. In God, I have put my trust. I will not fear what can flesh do to me." Obviously, flesh can do a lot to us. This whole pandemic has proven that. People can hurt us in so many ways. So what is this really talking about? I will not fear what can flesh do to me? Well, a lot, but this is so temporary. It's so temporary. What we need to keep our eyes focused on is the eternal, the world to come, the new earth, being with Jesus Christ, our Savior, God dwelling with us. Nothing, no virus, no person, no depression, no anxiety, nothing of this world is going to change that hope that we have in Jesus. This is so encouraging to me because it's a promise of future and of hope, and it's realistic. It's not realistic to say nothing's going to ever happen to me. I am totally protected all the time from all evil. This takes away that freedom of choice, right? Free will from other people. But God is there for the eternal. Flesh ultimately cannot destroy us as beings, as humans, as souls, as living creations of God. Flesh cannot do anything to change that. This world cannot take that away from us, can't strip us away from it. God is there and he's ready to make us whole. And I'm just so excited for the day that happens, because that's real. It's easy to think that this is not real, and it's so in the future. It's so, you've heard about it forever and you've read about it forever and you've been taught about it forever. But, I could be wrong. It might not be as soon as I think, but it's still inevitable at some point. That's a real tangible hope that we have. So I hope that this psalm touches your heart that the way that it touched mine. Whenever I'm afraid, I will trust in you. God, I've put my trust. I will not fear. I will not fear. What can flesh do to me? Ultimately, eternally, nothing. I hope you have a great Sabbath, a good day, a good weekend, a good week. I hope that you're encouraged by this message. Read Psalms and in your mind realize that, this isn't talking about enemies like people we struggle with in our daily life. This is talking about Satan and just all of that, the enemy, the real enemy. This is how it applies to us today. We are in a spiritual warfare, and we need to not be afraid and seek God with our whole heart. And that is how we'll get through this. And that is how we will see the light at the end of the tunnel and be with Jesus. So I keep going back. I keep being redundant. Hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you next week. Bye.